Happy day, welcome, hello, welcome to Real Estate Genius. This is the quarantine edition of Real Estate Genius. And how are you? Well, right out the gate, first of all, obviously I just put on this shirt to make this video. I've been hanging out in super casual clothes, so let's not pretend that this is what I've been wearing for the last few days that we've been quarantined. And so I wonder, how are you? How is the quarantine going for you? We had a virtual team meeting today. We were talking about how for extroverted people, this can be like a nightmare. And for introverted people, they're like, we've been preparing for this our whole life, right? So how about you? How are you doing? How are you dealing with it? Depends on your school and your situation, but for a lot of us, this is day 3 to 5 of the quarantine, and I hope things are going well for you. Highly suggest a schedule for your family, for yourself, for your activities, for how you do things. I highly suggest yummy food, delicious snacks. Those can be very, very helpful as well. But seriously, just go through social media. You've seen it all. You know, lots of fun things you can be doing. And I encourage you to just embrace this extra family time, embrace this extra downtime, and enjoy it as long as you possibly can. So, okay, so that's the quarantine. Oh, and shouts out to our medical professional community who are on the front lines of this thing. Love, prayers, thoughts. Thank you so much for all you guys are doing. Okay, so let's talk about just some housing market stats. This is taken from last month's stats comparing to a year ago, so it may not reflect what it's going to be like going forward. We'll talk about that here in a second. First of all, home sales in the last month were 4.5% up above a year ago, so that's a good thing. We've seen a pretty strong housing market already, 188 the median sale price, but in 2020, the spring market arriving early, at least in the early goings here. So we'll talk in a second about how that might change, but median sale price 188. Inventory down 18%. Again, this is comparing February 2020 to February 2019, inventory down. And again, a lot of buyers feeling that crunch when they were trying to find the home of their dreams. A lot of multiple offer situations, a lot of over list offers happening. So pretty crazy with that right now. Average days on market, 58. That is down as well. So again, we felt that spring market in the early goings of 2020. And an interest rate today, 3.625%. That's an amazing rate. I know that it's gone up a little bit from maybe what you saw a week ago, week and a half ago, but we're talking to the experts all the time to stay close and posted on this. And what we're hearing is that in another week, 2-3 weeks, the number's going to drop again. The interest rates will go down again and then should stabilize for quite some time. What we know is that with the economy slowing down because of this coronavirus, because of the social distancing, all that, we know that the government's going to do whatever it can to try to keep stimulating the economy. So don't be surprised about that. Now, let's just talk kind of generally about what we're seeing and how coronavirus and quarantining and all that might be affecting the housing market. So right now, we haven't seen a lot of slowdown as far as showing activity or buyers being active in the market. I will say that closings that are on the books for March, closings that are on the books for early April, still pretty much expected to close as planned. Only new things going under contract, new transactions might be affected by this, depending on obviously how locked down and how shut down everything gets. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So here's what I'm telling my clients. If you're a buyer and you still want to be out looking at houses, that is fine as long as the seller is fine with having showings and as long as you're symptom free. And I'm symptom free, we'll make that happen. We have a number of virtual options so we can FaceTime you through the house if you don't want to get out, if you don't want to be out among the virus and things like that. So if you want to stay home and just feel more comfortable doing that, we can walk you through with FaceTime. That's no problem. If you are a seller, what I am thinking the best course of action is, unless you're ready to hit the market like today, and if you are, call me, but unless you're ready to hit the market today, it's probably a good idea to wait this thing out and see how it continues to play out. The only downside of that is It depends on how long this thing goes. And that's the big unknown that we don't know. If this is over in the next week or two, we probably will see a little March dip overall, but we'll get back on track pretty fast. If it extends out for a few months like it could, then we might see home values start to decline and then come back up once it's over. So just again, I encourage you, if you have questions about your specific situation, feel free to reach out to me or anybody on our team or the real estate professional that you prefer, and just talk through the situation. This is unprecedented. Nobody knows quite what to expect or how crazy it's going to get or how long we're going to be delayed. So all we can do is give you our best opinion and our 2 cents at this point. And again, by the time I hit post on this video, by the time this live stream is over, it might be completely changed. But we are trying to approach it with optimism and positivity. We are enjoying the extra time as family. We encourage you to do the same. And I do really, really want to encourage you to be smart. Stay home if you can, if at all possible. Don't go out and spread these germs further, because the more we contain the spread, obviously the quicker this will all be over and we will all get back to normalcy. So tons of love to you. Lots of love. Thanks again to all the medical professionals. If you have specific questions about any of this stuff or how quarantine, coronavirus, any of that affects your specific situation, feel free to reach out anytime. You can shoot me a DM. Happy to talk you through it and tell you what options exist for you. Okay? That's it. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your time together and just enjoy that downtime. We'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to put a sweatshirt back on now.